Hi, and welcome back to another daily devotion. Today we're part 2 of the Lord's Prayer, and I want to read from Matthew chapter 6 and verse 8. And verse 8 reads, "Therefore do not be like them, for your Father knows the things you have need of before you ask Him." And so Jesus is bringing to the attention of the people of that day and to our attention today as well. He's just saying, you know what? Really, this prayer is a personal thing. We don't have to display it. We don't have to shout and holler to make out we're the loudest, and the loudest doesn't necessarily gauge us to be the most spiritual by any means. I think some of the most powerful prayers that I've heard and seen answered as well, sometimes these people that just sit in the corner of a room and are really communing with God and speaking with God, I see that as a very powerful prayer because the heart is really focused directly on God. But something I want to bring out here that I remember as a new Christian when I first read it, I was kind of like scratched my head and just thought, well, why is this? And it says here, "For your Father knows the things you have need of before you even ask Him." So it's like, well, gee, God, you know, why, if you already know what I need, why should I pray? I'm a Christian now. You have the power and authority to do anything you like, and if you already know what I'm in need of, why then do I have to ask? I mean, myself as a father, if I see one of my children that is in need, I mean, for me, one of the most natural things for me to do would be to meet that need. However, God requires that we ask Him. Now, why would God want this? I believe it's simply this, that God desires to fellowship with you. He desires to fellowship with me. And so when, God sees from heaven and He knows the things that we need, and I believe it gives Him great delight when we come to Him and to commune with Him and speak with Him and to build this relationship and this fellowship with Him. And God is saying, I already know the things that you need, but what about me? What about my relationship with you and your relationship with me? How about we work on that? How about we grow close together? And I know for a fact that in this day and age that we live in now, I believe there is a generation that is, stamping for demands and say, like, I want this and I want that, and just see mum or dad or a government as that you owe me, you need to provide for me. And it starts to raise spoilt brats. And God is not about raising spoilt brats by any means. And so God Himself, when it says here that He already knows the things that we need before we ask, that is a very positive thing. So that we know in any area of life that God Himself is fully aware of your situation, He's fully aware of it, and He's concerned for your well-being. And so we see where the miracle happens, where the supply takes place, is when you and we take that time to go into that room, close the door behind us, and commune with our Heavenly Father. And it's there when we start communing with God that God begins to teach us and to instruct us and to lead us and to counsel us and correct us. And what He's doing there is He is disciplining us and bringing us up as children that are mature. So join me tomorrow. We're going to continue into the Lord's Prayer and starting with Our Father who art in heaven. And there's just so much richness in this. Anyway, be blessed, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.